coconut water, get it in America. Gin and coconut water, gin and coconut water, gin and coconut water, get it in America. Honeybee, come go with me back to the West Indies. Baby, can't you see I've lost my strength and my energy? What I want is gin and coconut water, gin and coconut water, gin and coconut water, get it in America. I remember.
We've seen how corals are stepping back in response to acidification of the ocean, and in response to being overfished. Corals are on their back legs. We're seeing an increase in coral bleaching. But one promising method that seems to be coming up right now in the literature and in scientific articles is a way of having corals step forward and actually reverse the decline that we've seen over the past 5 years. And this method is one of supplying corals with a low threshold of electrical current in some kind of framework, like a metal bar. And this is electro-restoration. This is called electro-restoration of coral reefs. And this is the project that Forrest is getting started with here at Hummingbird Cay, allowing us to build a sort of a Quonset hut framework upon which corals
Okay, so here we have
accumulate.
our HBC electric reef. What we're trying to do here is we've built a rebar cage, which is this. We have anchors on each end. The rebar cage is the cathode. The anode is placed in the middle with PVC piping, and it's up to a power supply, and it has a constant power supply of about 3 volts.
Alright, ready?
Yep. On like that, go around like this. And the cathode is going to be releasing hydrogen, which lowers the acidity of the water and allows the calcification process to happen 5 times faster than it normally would. This is the cathode we're building. We have copper wire here. We have, what we're going to do is this is going to be our cathode, and we're going to have these wire clamps hold this. We're going to remove with a grinder these rivets so that it's connecting the whole rebar, not just those. We're going to have this rebar welded to our frame. That'll make it all common. that this whole frame will become our cathode. The way we're assembling this is we have the stainless steel wire clamps holding it here. We're going to put a couple more down here so that if there's any movement, the wire over here that's making the connection won't have stress on it. The stress will be down further. We're going to have this marine silicone. We're going to make it waterproof. Then we're going to take this shrink tube and put that over it. This shrink, this also has a thin layer of silicone inside of it. And then after that, we're going to take this whole rebar, we're going to weld it here, which would, like I said before, make the whole rebar cage common, allowing the entire cage to be cathode. This is the anode we've built. We have rebar going through these PVC tubes across the rebar cage. The anode itself isn't connected to the cage, so the salt water going through here, once we put it in the water, is what's going to complete the circuit. Next, what we have to do is weld the rebar to the cage, and then we'll be ready to bring it down to the water and make the cement anchors. And once we've done that, we'll be ready to put it in the water. So we're getting pretty close and getting really excited. So what we have here is the cage, the anode, all welded inside. She's not going anywhere, so she's pretty secure. What we're going to do is for anchors, we're going to take this and we're going to fill it with concrete. We've bent a rebar so that any force that's pulled on it, it won't possibly pull the rebar out of the concrete. You'll have like a really good strong anchor. And then we're going to take this with a buckle, and once we've welded the chain to each side of the cage, we'll take this in the middle and buckle it to it, and then we'll have the anchors. We're going to try to bury the concrete slabs that we make with the buckets, and then we're going to try having the whole bottom of the rebar cage itself actually buried. So our goal is to have about this much silt or mud up over the cage. So the whole, it's pretty much, can't get much secure than that, because we'll have 2 buckets on each side, we'll have everything welded, whole bottom of the cage being mud, and the next step will be powering the next step will be putting it in the water, and then we will power the cage, and hopefully if we do everything right, in a couple of days we'll have calcium deposits on the cage. It's just concrete mix. It's got the cement, sand, and gravel in it already. All you have to do is add water and mix it like we are right now. And this is what we're going to make our anchors out of for our cage. These are the concrete anchors that we're going to use to anchor the cage to the bottom. Let these dry overnight, and tomorrow we should be ready to launch it.